Welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. You're watching the campus television channel of Don Bosco College, Kottayam. This lecture is on the prescribed syllabus of 5th semester BA English Literature and Language. Paper is Literary Criticism. This lecture is the continuation of Indian Aesthetics, and this is part 3 of chapter 1, The Theory of Rasa. In the last lecture, we have studied Bharata Muni's maxim and Abhinav Gupta's views on rasa and different bhavas. Now, in this lecture, let us see the views of other authors regarding this. According to Bharata, rasa is evoked when the vibhavas, anubhavas and vyabhichari bhavas are combined. Unfortunately, he has not interpreted the theory in detail. Hence, many scholars have tried to explain this conspicuous concept. Bhattalolata pointed out that rasa is a product made by efficient causes, that is, nimitta karana of the vibhavas, anubhavas and vyabhichari bhavas. Mamta rejects this view on the ground that rasa cannot exist in the absence of the vibhavas, anubhavas and vyabhichari bhavas. It is not a producer-product relationship that exists between the bhavas and the rasa. The vibhavas etc. cannot be regarded as a communicative agent, for a communicative agent presupposes the existence of the things to be communicated, but the rasa does not exist before. It can be lived through only when it is suggested by the vibhavas, and the rasa has no other existence than being lived through and enjoyed. He concludes that they cannot be considered the efficient causes of rasa, but concomitant agencies that contribute to the creation of rasa, that is, the dominant emotions existing in the subconscious strata of the person are not themselves rasas. They acquire the designation only when they are aesthetically presentable and enjoyable. Now let's see Abhinav Gupta's commentary on rasa theory. Abhinav Gupta points out that in the actual aesthetic experience, the mind of the spectators is liberated from the obstacles caused by the ego, thus transported from the realm of the personal and egoistic to that of the general and universal. We are capable of experiencing nirvana or blissfulness. In the aesthetic process, we are transported to a transpersonal level. This is a process of de-individualization or universalization. The Indian aestheticians consider this process as sadharanikarana. According to this Indian traditional concept, sadharanikarana leads to self-awareness, then to freedom and finally to truth. True freedom means liberation of a person from ignorance, that is, from illusion of world and web of artificial categories constructed around us. In Indian context, it is inward search for meaning, that is, a process of intrapersonal communication. The word sadharanikaran derived from Sanskrit word sadharan, meaning simple, common or ordinary. Sadharanikaran implies simplification. Bharata Muni has described sadharanikaran as that point in a drama when the actor through his acting on the stage gives an experience to the audience. The process is described as rasaswadan, that is, tasting same flavor. When sadharanikarana happens, commonness of experience takes place in full form. Sadharanikaran also takes place when listener of music or poetry is able to experience from the piece that is being sung or read out. Next, let's see Samkuka's explanation of the enlightenment of aesthetic emotion. Samkuka explains the enlightenment of aesthetic emotion through the example of painting. About a painted horse, we can say that it is a horse and it is not a horse. From an aesthetic point of view, it is real and unreal. Real in the sense, if we ask, is it a horse? Yes, the answer is it is a horse. Unreal in the sense that if it is asked, is it a horse? In reality, it is not a horse. That is why it is unreal, because it is a painting of a horse. It is not an actual horse. Bhattanayaka said that rasa is neither produced nor suggested, nor created by anything. According to him, a proper aesthetic creation generates in us a new spiritual enlightenment, which gives us enjoyment. He calls these functions bhavakatva and bhojakatva. Bhavakatva is the power of universalization or sadharnikaran, by virtue of which vibhavas, sthai bhavas, etc. lose their individuality in people who are endowed with imaginations. Bhojakatva is the quality that is responsible for the enjoyment of this generalized sthai bhava by the spectator. Next is Bhattatautta's views on rasa. Bhattatautta in his work Kavya Kautuka says that a dramatic presentation is not a mere physical occurrence. In witnessing a play, we forget the actual perceptual experience of the individuals on the stage. The man who is playing the part of Rama does not appear to us in his actual individual character. He appears to us as Rama about whom Valmiki wrote. He stands somewhere midway between the pure actuality and the pure ideality. This, together with all the scenic association and music, produces an experience which vibrates with exhilaration. The past impression, memories, associations, etc. becomes connected with the present experience. As a result, a new experience is created, and this provides new types of pleasures and pains. This is technically known as Rasavadana or Kamatkara or Karvana. In this lecture, we studied the different views on rasa by different authors. Do the given exercise and submit on time. Thank you.